The dead will walk, and they will never stop. Subscribe to Think What If for more stories that push your imagination to the edge. Night falls without warning. The air turns cold, thick with the scent of rot and smoke. Something moves in the shadows just beyond your vision, but it is not human. You hear the first guttural growl before you see the eyes, dull and unblinking, locked on you like a predator that never tires. In this world, silence is a lie, and safety a fading memory. How fast would you run if the thing just behind you never stopped chasing? The streets are empty, but the silence throbs with dread. Windows shuttered, doors barricaded, but you know it's only a matter of time before the walls start to crumble. That smell is the iron tang of blood mixed with dust, and something chemical clings to your skin. Your heartbeat pounds a frantic rhythm that you cannot escape. Every shadow could harbor death's slow, dragging footsteps. The apocalypse is no longer a nightmare. It has come to life, and it is terrifying beyond words. What would you sacrifice for just a moment of peace in this chaos? You learn quickly that zombies are more than just mindless corpses. They adapt. They hunt in packs, communicating without sound through a shared hunger. Their movements are grotesque, unpredictable, one moment stiff and clumsy, the next suddenly startling in their speed and ferocity. You feel eyes on you at every turn. They remember your scent, your breath, the faintest vibrations of your footsteps. There is no escaping their relentless pursuit. Imagine the crushing weight of knowing they will come for you, again and again, longer and longer every time. It gets worse. The dead begin to change not only in form, but in the essence of what they were. Familiar faces contorted beyond recognition, memories trapped in empty eyes. You find yourself questioning not just what it means to survive, but what it means to remain human. Because in the end, the real terror is not the infected. They are already forgotten. It is what you might become when the fight drags on, when hope dissolves, and the line between life and death blurs. Would you still hold on to who you were, or let go to survive? The world fractures under the weight of destruction. Cities become husks, drowned in ash and silence, but teeming with shadows. Electricity fades, phones die, and the internet goes dark. You clutch a flashlight that flickers like a dying heartbeat. The smell of decay is everywhere, sometimes mingled with strange chemicals, suggesting a darker truth beneath the chaos. Laboratories abandoned, or worse, some turned into breeding grounds for this creeping nightmare. What if this apocalypse was not just nature's wrath, but something man unleashed? Every step outside your makeshift shelter is a gamble. Roads are littered with abandoned cars, their windowless shells rattling like bones in the wind. You hear distant screams cut short. Your skin crawls as a low, unmistakable moan rolls over the ruined cityscape. It's not coming closer, it's already inside. You wonder how everything could crumble so fast. What secret destroyed everything overnight? You remember the news you ignored days ago, the whispered warnings about a virus that didn't behave like any flu. They said it was impossible to stop. You hoped it was just fear-mongering. Now, you can't tell where the panic ends and reality begins. The infected don't just exist, they evolve. New strains move faster, smarter, more deadly. The plague is a living weapon that outsmarts every defense, every plan you try to make. How long before it breaks through the last bastion of human resistance? Your survival relies on silence. Every noise you make risks their attention. Yet the scars run deeper than flesh. A friend disappears, not just lost to the dead, but swallowed by madness in the weeks alone. Trust becomes a fragile illusion, and loneliness a companion heavier than any burden. You start to hear the voices whisper in the dark, promising safety but delivering death. Do you trust yourself to keep your humanity when the dead close in? The infection changes not only in the body, but also in mindlessness. Some seem to remember flashes of their past, grotesque echoes of pain and desperation. Sometimes a zombie freezes mid-step, as if caught between worlds. You dream of the dead walking, not just in your nightmares, but inside your own shattered conscience. The most terrifying apocalypse is not just the physical threat, but the collapse of what you believe about life, death, and what lies beyond. You hold on to one truth: the dead will walk, and they will never stop. But a darker question haunts you. What if the apocalypse doesn't end when the dead fall silent? What if survival means embracing a new kind of existence? A world where the dead are always just one step behind, and every breath might be your last. Each day you wake, unsure if you are still truly alive, or just another shadow clinging to fading light. How far would you go to feel alive again? You find brief moments of beauty amid the terror. Sunlight breaking through cracked windows, a wildflower pushing through concrete ruins, the faint laughter of a child somewhere deep in the wasteland. These fragments fuel a fragile hope, but also a haunting question about the cost of survival. To protect what little remains, whom would you leave behind, and what would you become? There is no safety in this world, only constant choice to live or become one of them. Your journey leads you to a chilling discovery. The virus is not natural. It was engineered, released as part of a plan to remake the world. Somewhere beyond the ruins, the people who started this nightmare still watch. They treat human lives like chess pieces, controlling the board while the dead claw at the edges. The apocalypse is a war disguised as disaster, and you are caught in the middle. Does the truth give you strength or crush your spirit? The infected grow cleverer, coordinated. They don't just shuffle. They hunt in waves, surrounding you in the ruins of once great cities. You hide in the shadows, breath shallow, heart slamming like a warning drum. They stalk the streets in numbers that no human can fight. Every escape route narrows until none remain. The sky burns red, and the world teeters on the edge of endless darkness. What would you do now? In this place, time loses meaning, and fear becomes a constant companion. The dead will pursue you endlessly, hunger burning behind their vacant eyes. You realize survival is a story of moments, each breath another victory, every step a challenge to fate. You are forced to watch as friends and strangers alike fall, swallowed by the endless night. The boundaries between enemy and ally blur. How far would you go to survive? The weight of loss grows unbearable, but so does the need to keep moving. You carry memories like scars, each one a reminder of humanity slipping through your fingers. This apocalypse changes everything, but not all is lost. In the dark, you find resilience. In fear, you discover courage. The dead will walk, but you still breathe. The end may be near, but this is not the final story. Because no matter what, one truth remains. What you do when the dead walk will define the fragile line between ending and beginning. The dead will walk, and they will never stop. Subscribe to Think What If for more worlds you should never forget.